my hand, no hesitating. When you're just so tired of trying, all alone you feel like hiding. Together we'll keep fighting. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains to how we can climb it. Feelings we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Can you see the sun is shining like a new hope? Feel it rising, coming over the horizon. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't stop now. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna mountains to how we can climb it. Feelings we're taking the moment. There's no stopping us. Hold on, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. Don't you give up, don't you give up on me. Don't you give up, don't you give up now. There's no stopping.
Good evening. Actually, it's not evening. It's a little bit after 2 on Saturday, July 15th, 19. Where did I get that from? 2023. The reason why I'm doing it now, I'm going to see with my family the new Indiana Jones movie. I wasn't on last week because I was in sunny California with my entire family, with our 2 daughters and son, and all the grandchildren, and we were celebrating our younger daughter. She doesn't want to be known as the middle child. Our younger daughter's 39th birthday. But actually, her husband will be on deployment next year for her 40th. So he wanted to have a big celebration on the 39th, celebrating her 40th. So it was like a 39 hyphen or slash 40th birthday. And it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. And first time in California, first time seeing the Pacific Ocean. And one thing I got to say about California, it has lots of mountains and lots of sun. I saw just a little dusting of a cloud, and just one cloud, and that was it. It's sunny every day, no shade, and no time for if it rains, and you take a day to contemplate and think about life, and be in deep reflection. No days like that. Sunny and hot, but we had a wonderful time. So if you love the beach and you love to go swimming and you love warmth and not putting on a coat, then California is for you. And if I win Lotto tonight, I will buy a home out there and have homes in multiple places if I win Lotto, okay? But anyway, it was a wonderful, wonderful time. I didn't do my podcast last week for that reason, and I'm doing it now. Okay, I'm back in business. Had the week off. And again, who am I? Who's doing all this talking? I'm Chris Gajullo. I am an associate broker and licensed real estate, uh, licensed referral specialist for Realty Connect LLC. Okay, so I can help you find a home or list a home in all 50 states, including California. Okay, so since I'm on that topic, let me do my little intro video on that. Okay, so that's what I do now. I do marketing for Realty Connect LLC. We could, of course, always talk, chat, email, text, but the actual showing of homes, the actual listing of homes will be through the agents connected to Realty Connect LLC. And these are top agents who are long in the business. All right, and that's a good thing. And so and through this, you're getting like 2 for 1. All right, so you're getting my expertise and then dealing with the agent who will be working directly with you, their expertise, and it's a 2 for 1 special. Buy one, get one free. And the thing is that no matter what, it's free. If you go through me, you're not paying me any type of fees. Okay, I will be paid at closing, so don't worry about that. No upfront fees. You know, no $100 here, the 200 here. No, it's not like that. Okay. Now, actually, let's bring in our question for today. I believe it's from Ann Aaliyah from Norfolk.
Good day, Mr. G, and thanks for having me on your video podcast. I have been looking for a home now for 6 months, but cannot find anything that I like. What is your viewpoint on new construction? Any information would be appreciated. Love your show. All my family and friends watch and enjoy.
Thank you, Aaliyah. And that's what we're going to discuss today. And actually, everything kind of blends together, even my weekly video with what's going on. We're going to have a video on how experts see the remaining of the year of 2023. And we still have, in fact, I captured the page here. Let me see if it's going to show up here. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Let's see. So on Saturday, July 15th, that's today, 23, the national average for a 30-year fixed mortgage APR, adjustable, that's just annual percentage rate, that's what it is 7.2%. The average 15-year mortgage rate is 6.54%, according to Bankrate's latest survey of the nation's largest mortgage lenders. Okay, so the mortgage rates are up to 7% now. All right, the APR is gives you a little bit of a higher percentage because it's bringing in, your other costs that you're paying for, your points, or your whatever the cost was for the service that you're getting from the bank. So that's putting in everything, but it's basically up to 7% now. You could always buy down your rate. You could there are other things to go about it. If you have excellent credit, it might be a little bit lower. It all depends on your mortgage loan officer, what they could get you, what packages they could get for you. But again, they're up close to 7%. So for that reason, and let's hide this now. For that reason, and I'm nice little circle now. This is a reason as well for our low inventory, because don't forget, if a homeowner has purchased their home with a mortgage rate around 3%, the way they were about 3 years ago, maybe even less than 3%, and they say, well, if I sell my house now, I'm going to have to finance my new one at 7%. That's going to hurt a lot. I can manage. I could still stay at this location and wait to see if mortgage rates go down. All right? And that's the big reason why we have a low inventory right now on resale homes. All right? Because the sellers are saying, or the homeowners are saying, well, if I buy a new house, I'm going to have a really large mortgage. Because a lot of times, in the case of younger people or middle-aged people, the next home they're going to buy will usually be larger, right? They had their starter home. They had maybe a 3-bedroom condo, 2-bedroom condo, 3-bedroom condo. They're great, okay? But sometimes the square footage on those is a little bit smaller than if you have a detached house. And the cost will be higher, okay? Because usually the more square footage on the home, the home is a little bit more costly. So they usually are moving up to a bigger home, maybe with a bigger backyard, maybe with an in-ground pool, and this costs higher. So not only will the price of the home be higher, and that's the next thing we're going to see, what's holding people from moving along, is that home prices are still very high. All right. So that, going back to the home seller who thought about moving and said, well, I want a bigger house. They're more expensive. The rates are at 7%. I'm going to hold off. And that's the reason why we have this difficult situation. Now, one way that could be remedied is by looking at new construction. All right. And we see that, as I get my next chart up, there has been an increase in new homes being built. And let's get that up on the screen. There we go. So momentum is building for new home construction. So we know that the supply of home is low right now because of the reasons I just discussed. So you might have trouble finding the home, that actually meets all your needs, or the majority of your needs. It's very rare you find a home that hits every bullet of what you made on your list, that everything is checked off. So what's happening? Home buyers continue to be met with limited housing options during what's a typical the real estate market's busiest season, which is now spring and summer. The current supply of existing homes is about half the level it was in 2019. Meanwhile, the market for new construction has a bright spot. And the key to look at this metric that shows you how much new home construction is ramping up nationwide, it's called new residential completions. Basically, these completions are newly built homes that are finished and ready to move into. All right. And here's the graph below. I'm going to move down here a little bit more. And there's a lot going on in this graph, okay? Actually, let me first deal with this point right here. It's showing from 1916 to 1999, there were basically an average of 1.5 million new construction on the market. Then we have going then from 2000 to 2007, it increases to 1.7 million. But then we see a drop. And that's actually, the drop takes place, around 2007 when we had the burst of the real estate bubble, right? And we had lots of foreclosures and we had difficulties with the economy and people losing their homes. So builders said, well, we're not going to build more right now because of, we have many foreclosures, we have some bankruptcies. It's not a good time to build. All right, so we have this deficit of new homes being built. So from 2008 to 2014, it's 778,000 new homes on the market. But then if we look here at 2014, there's a little bit of an increase going up, right? Well, it steadily goes up. All right, you have a couple of dips here and there, but that's how life is, right? You have a little slowdown, whatever. But if you look overall, okay, it constantly moves up. And now by 2023, we have probably a little bit over 1.5 million homes back in the market as it was from 1960 to 1999. And hopefully it goes up a little bit higher as it was from 2000 to 2007. I guess they're waiting to see which way the economy is going to go. And by the way, the news reports that I reviewed, we're really avoiding a recession. So I would say going from this point to the end of 2023, the chances of going into a recession are very, very low. Now, things could change. We're just making this prediction now for the end of 2023. But right now, it looks like it's good. We're bringing down inflation. It's not exactly where it should be. All right. And a point that we'll actually make before, most likely when the Federal Reserve meets again to determine whether or not to increase the Fed funds rate, most likely they will still raise it just to make sure, they put the last nail into the rising inflation. Okay. So, looks like at this point, no recession. Inflation is still a little bit high, but most likely the Fed funds will raise that Fed funds rate again, just to keep more pushing or holding on to those reins and pushing back or pulling back on the reins of inflation from going even faster. All right. So, but the economic people, like the economists, feel, or the reports are, that this new construction is still going up, and which is good because it's needed. Remember, in business, we're only going to create a product or mass produce it if there's a market out there, right? Okay, we're going to build supply. That's basic economics. As long as the demand is strong, and the demand is strong for homes, and that's why this new construction is coming about. Now, the beauty of new construction, well, let me just read this hyphen here just before we talk about the beauty of new construction. As you can see on the left, shown in orange, and I guess I got to go back up here. Leading up to the housing crash, builders exceeded that average, and I think they're using the 1.5. All right, so going up to here, that from 2000 to 2007, the result was an oversupply of homes on the market, so home values declined. That was one of the factors that led to the housing crash back in 2008. So we had a deficit, but from 2008. But here's the good news. The green on the right shows that according to the latest report from the census, builders are matching the long-term average right now. And that means they're bringing more newly built homes to the market than they have in recent memory. And residential starts and permits are also gaining momentum. Starts are the homes where the construction has officially kicked off. Permits are homes where builders are planning to break ground soon. Since both are up, it is a sign there is even more newly built homes coming soon. And what does that mean for you? Okay. And basically, what's good for you, and it depends again where you are in your search. If it's something that you got to be in a new home by next month, okay, you would look at more homes that are complete, that they're ready to move in. But if you have a little time, you could see the ones that they just got their permits, and there are good chances that you could still pick out the cabinets in the kitchen, what type of flooring you want, or if you want carpeting. So you have more options to customize your home. Okay? So these are good things with the new construction. So you should consider new construction in your search. And again, if you need something right away, you would need the more completed. If you have a little time, you could customize your home to your liking, because the cabinets are not in yet, the flooring is not in yet, and you could tell them what you want and what colors and so forth. And because of the economy, well, brings in another matter. When mortgages were increasing, people or buyers who were pre-approved for the cost of the house at 3% was not approved for the house when it hit 6%, which was in a very short period of time. So a lot of contracts had to be canceled. All right. So what happens? A lot of these home developers, they made a lot of concessions to keep the contract going. Now you might find a developer who has a lot of concessions to give you, whether they'll pay for your appraisal, whether they will pay for a whole warranty. Again, your realtor will then help you along with that and find out what the seller, or in this case, the developer, what they are offering that may save you some money. Okay? So, yes, you should consider a new construction. Now, with that in mind, let me show my little video where it says what experts say about the remainder of 2023. Okay, so what was good about that, um, it kind of did a review of what we just discussed, a recap. And again, uh, the inventory of homes are very, very low. That's keeping prices up. It did talk about uh, mortgage rates maybe decreasing at the end of the year as the economy slows. Don't bank on that. That's a possibility that could happen. Don't say, "Oh yeah, it's going to happen. I'm going to buy a house in November, December." I'm hoping it does go down, but so far the economy has been going strong. We brought down inflation, but it's still a little up. So it may not be until the following year that mortgage rates will start going down. Okay, it's hard really to pinpoint all of this. You could see how the market is going and make a educated guess, but still there's so many factors out there that influence the market, any type of market, the stock market. So it looks like the economy is slowing, and mortgage rates may fall. We know that the next time the Feds meet, which I think is in 2 weeks, that most likely they will still increase mortgage rates because we haven't gotten the speed of inflation or the increasing of inflation under control. Okay? Now, what you could do as well is you could go to my blog and download, and I think I still have the spring up here, graphics of the spring. But anyway, they look like this. I got to update. It's the summer edition now of when you're buying a home and when you're selling a home, and you could download it at my blog, which you see down here, and they're for free, and that would be very, very helpful. Okay? All right. We're almost at 30 minutes. I like to keep this under 30 minutes. And let's get rid of the... Okay, here I am. All right, so I'm hearing from my producer, Isabella, that we have a very special guest celebrity in the audience. Is that true, Isabella?
Mr. G, great news. We have a very special and famous celebrity in the audience, starting as a young man composing and singing his own songs for Motown. This celebrity is honored in the recording industry as a musical genius for many decades. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Stevie Wonder.
Wow, Stevie Wonder was in the audience, and he looks good. He looks pretty young looking there. He must be working out or whatever. But it was a great honor to have you, Mr. Stevie Wonder, in the audience. Okay, that's all for today, and it's going to be a hot weekend. Try to stay cool wherever you are, and as always, let me get my. As always, the greatest power we have is to love, and the greatest gift each other. And I'll see you next week.